So people keep asking me if I'm back, and I'm thinking, yeah, baby, I'm back. But I want to sit down today and walk you guys through what my return to Final Fantasy XIV is going to look like. There has been no bigger invitation that I could possibly imagine than the game finally coming to Xbox after all of these years and after me advocating for this to happen. So thank you to Yoshi P, and thank you to Phil Spencer, and thank you to everybody who believed in this dream that I had, this crazy dream that I had, that everybody should be able to enjoy Final Fantasy XIV no matter what platform they play on. But I want to catch everybody up to speed. Not everybody who might be watching this video will know the whole history of it. So the TLDR is last October, I retired from Final Fantasy XIV with the focus in on my family, the focus in on my comedy career, and the focus in on New World, as well as playing other games that I've put off for a very long time. And I could say all three things are going very well, but I'm going to focus this video primarily on the main reason, the number one reason I listed, the focus in on the family. When I return to Final Fantasy XIV, things are going to be different this time around. They have to be. Now, I need to lose 100 pounds. Going into last year, I have continued to struggle to lose weight. I put in time and effort, and I've posted a couple of updates here and there on my personal vlogging channel, Real Talk GP. I believe that's the current name of that channel, but let's just be honest. I was 310 pounds. I've taken this year, like this was a massive focus with a huge impact. We were able to get to the root of why my body would not shed weight or would not lose weight in a natural way, why my body kept having anxiety attacks, why I wasn't sleeping at night. All of these were fruits of me leaving Final Fantasy XIV. So I do not regret that decision. It was the right call. It allowed me to shift my morning game time of Final Fantasy XIV to focus in on my exercise, to make sure that I'm eating right, that I'm well prepared, and then to be able to go to the doctor with everything, because people think that as a gamer, I live a sedentary life, and that's not the case. Going to the doctor with the 15,000 minimum steps a day. Here's what I've eaten. Here's my workouts. Why is my body continually to slowly gain weight? What am I doing wrong? Now, I thought it was my thyroid. I begged, I pleaded, I took the data, and he tested, and we found that I had an issue with testosterone. So I am a low testosterone male. You can take that way what it is. Maybe that's why I cry so daggone much. But because of that, and just as a shout out to all the fellow guys out there here listening today, low testosterone male men can be a sign of a serious bad danger cancer. Now, thankfully, it does not seem like that is going to be my future, at least right now. But I just want to put that out there. So get tested, probably, especially if you're like me, having extreme fatigue, extreme anxiety, and having just every part of your life affected by it. Now, having been on the drug for the last 3 weeks, I feel like I'm 20 years old. I feel absolutely incredible. Thank God I don't think like I'm 20, and I still have at least some level of maturity in my brain that keeps me from doing stupid things. Well, I mean, we could consider posting on YouTube and Twitter kind of stupid, because it invites all kinds of opinions. And at the end of the day, that's, I guess, a part of the fun that we can all have here online. Now, that being said, going into what it looks like to return, clearly I'm going to be testing out the Xbox version, but I cannot let that slow me down. I cannot officially in my mind return until I've hit my goal of 210 pounds. I'll take less as long as it's a healthy less. I know a lot of people put a lot of weight into the number that is on the scale, and that doesn't necessarily constitute health. I think, and I'm a big believer in exercise. My family and we struggle with depression. It's some hereditary thing that, that I don't wish on anybody. I don't wish on the people who are the meanest to me online. Like, it is seriously, if you struggle with that, my heart goes out to you. I'm going to continue to encourage you to get therapy, go to help. Like, there's just something that we share in that regard. Same thing with the anxiety thing. It sucks, and I feel for you. And honestly, I feel so relieved over the last couple of weeks that I feel like myself again. And it's been like this for years and years and years. And it's my tenacity and just my go get 'emness, for lack of a better term, that continues to always drive me forward. I am a joyful person, but there's other sides of me. And one of the things that is the greatest weakness of this medium that I'm coming to you right now in is that you only see a small sliver of someone's life. You only get a small piece of the picture in that regards. Now, I don't know what that date is. So when you think of that goal, I'm going to give you guys kind of a 1-year update coming up in October. And I'm very much excited about that. I will show you guys you'll see a very fat man picture next to hopefully a much more healthy and focused man's picture, which for those of you who've been commenting that my face looks skinnier, thank you guys so much. I love you. I appreciate that. It does mean the world to me. Beyond that aspect, though, that is my true returning moment to Final Fantasy XIV. Now, I did say that things are going to be different. I do not think I'm going to commit to doing all the controller guides for all the new jobs, for all the highest level stuff. I'm going to focus in on the fun. I think the fun is the most important aspect. I did what I did as a service to help this game grow and help this community grow, because this has been a big part of my life for well over 13 years. Just like along with Yoshi P, I was in the 1.0 alpha. I'm considered a legacy player, and this game means the world to me. Is it with its flaws? Do I continue to have critiques? Absolutely. I'm going to bring that. I'm sure I'm going to piss people off in the community, but a part of that is a little bit entertaining for everybody involved. And that's just kind of the nature of the beast. But I do feel like I can add a voice and really help bring in some of these new Xbox players, or people who are still on the fence, who are wanting to jump in to this game, into this story as it's continued to progress years and years and years. But does that mean that I'm not going to take a break in the future? Absolutely not. In fact, actually, my plan is that I need to build in these various different breaks to make sure I'm enjoying the other games that are out there. My game time as a parent and as a dad is naturally limited, and when I try to push the envelope too much, which isn't on you, nobody's that's watching this video is at fault. I am the problem here. I need to make sure I build in these safety checks into these regulations, because I don't want to lose the weight and then have it gain back. For people's knowledge, this is a 3-year journey for me. Not only just to lose the weight, but to keep it off so my body can heal and it can reset, and I can have a really good life for me and the kids, to have more energy and to be more playful and to do more things, and not necessarily be suffering because that my weight is putting more pressure on my knees. My knees were injured because I was a football player in high school, and that is all things that I need to make sure that I'm taking into account as I continue to get older, which ideally we all will continue to get older, because that's the goal here. And so on that note, with the health in mind, we will see some stuff. There will be a little bit of a touch point with the Xbox things. I'm not going to be pushing into the story. I'm not going to be just mainlining it. I'm sure that addiction and that attraction and that joy is going to come as soon as I step into the game, because I've been away from it for so long. But the real return is really going to come into play as soon as I hit my weight goal. And hopefully you guys can cheer me on. Now, I want to tell you guys a true story about me. I don't think I've shared this with you guys at all, but maybe I have on a live stream or something like that. But when I was 17 years old, my family, we lost everything. We were, I believe what my parents told me later on in life, that we were one day away from being evicted and therefore homeless. And in the 11th hour, my mom, she cobbled together and found us a trailer park where we were able to go and stay. And that's where I spent the rest of my years. It was years later. It was actually when the Scooby-Doo movie released that my parents announced that they were able to finally, get back into a house. My dad had worked very hard to get us out of, the bankruptcy and with the issues, and it was a whole deal, right? And this was, obviously very challenging for my dad. As a father, with kids now, the pressure that we have, we put on ourselves, and especially being his son, pressure that we put on ourselves to perform and to provide, is a real thing. There's a lot of stress there. And So I feel for him. And one of the things that I learned in that situation, one of the reasons actually why I'm so grateful for that experience, is it gave me a lot of gifts. It gave me a lot of really beautiful gifts because I choose to see them as gifts. First and foremost, it gave me a disconnect from the material joys of the world. They're nice to have, but they're not who I am and they're not what I need. And so to this day, like right now, I have a very old truck that continues to break down, and that's a whole story for another day. But at its core, thankfully, I'm not addicted to trying to live outside of my means. Like I feel like I have a good like root in my needs versus the things that I want in life. And I'm very blessed to have that perspective, to see what it's like to live high on the hog. And to have like really crazy vacations, and then at the same time to not be able to go on vacation because you can't afford to take a day off work, things like that. The other one is that, when these events happen in your life, you get to see really who people are. Obviously, we had some friends and even, decide not to come around anymore when things went south, and you can be upset about that. But for me, I actually saw that as a gift. Same thing, because it wasn't just the friends that left, it was the friends that stuck by your side. And in those moments, like, you really get to see who people are and not everybody gets that opportunity, especially in this age of social media and AI. And especially because I've seen it on comments on the videos and the clips and things like that. People were apparently awarding me the Oscar. You don't really know if it's true and if it's real. And that's why those moments in my mind are beautiful. That's also why I think we really like our animal videos, because an animal, a dog and a cat, they are authentic. They can't be anything but, right? But the internet and social media calls all that into question. So that is the story I wanted to share with you guys, because I just wanted to say, for those of you who've stuck with me, thank you so much. I know I'm a little much, especially on testosterone. I know I'm much. I know I'm a lot to deal with sometimes. And I do appreciate you guys for, being there, but just being my friend. I always kind of view that. We hang out in Discord. You guys are just, sometimes it's nice because I don't get out to the bars. I don't go socialize. I do the comedy club thing, but I view that a little bit differently. But it's really nice to be able to kick back, relax, talk video games with you in this medium, but also in Discord. And then at the same time, for those who left, like, I don't hate you. I don't blame you. Like, your feed and your subscription thing, that is exactly, what you should have. You should protect that. There's a lot of stuff out there, a lot of things out there. And if I'm posting things that you don't want to see, that's exactly the right way to go. But I don't hate you. I don't blame you. But yeah, if you want to come back, that's cool. And if you don't, that's cool too. I do appreciate you if you've made it to this part of the video. So I'm going to keep you guys up to date. The next big update on this will be one of two things. It's going to be the October, 1 year, but also the open, the beta for Xbox will be dropping. I will be checking that out. I don't think I'm going to be, playing it extensively. I might make some content around it, and I'm probably going to post it here at Work to Game, really kind of getting back into that Final Fantasy roots. That's what the algorithm thinks that we are. You might as well just lean into it, but we'll still talk about our other games and do our podcasts together. And then essentially, as my progress goes, I'll try to keep you guys up to date as you have questions, and hopefully visually you'll see that change happen from videos and more. And then I'm going to keep you guys up to date, because that's my priority. That's my absolute must have to truly return to anything. And that's what I wanted to say to you guys. I do thank you so much again for being here. If you enjoyed this, the algorithm likes it if you hit that like button and comment below. And I appreciate that. If you're watching this on Twitter, hello, be sure to retweet. And if you made it especially here, like, comment, all that good stuff. You can also check the full YouTube video in 4K as the top pin thing, I guess, one way or the other. It is what it is. We'll have some fun. Thanks, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hopefully I will see you next time. But until then, take care.